Welcome to SWK's video series on Sage 100. This video is going to show you some of the new features in version 2020 related to accounts receivable. The first thing that I want to show you is something in accounts receivable options that I think a lot of people are going to like. Instead of retaining paid invoices by number of days, we used to have 999 days. We now have the ability to retain invoices by number of months. And the number of months can be up to 9,999 months. I know that's a lot of years, but you certainly now have a choice for maintaining number of months. Something else. You can also determine when you are going to purge paid invoices from that that panel that you see in customer maintenance. It's either period end or year end. Now this feature is only available if you are on subscription. The perpetual version still has the number of days to retain paid invoices. Let's move to customer maintenance. The first thing that I think you'll notice is the fact that some of the fields have been increased. Customer name has been increased from 30 characters to 50. The address lines have been increased to 40, an additional 10 from what it used to be. City names have been changed from 20 to 30 characters, and country names have been changed from 30 characters to 50. Now, country names you can now maintain just by going into Library Master, Setup, and Country Code Maintenance. Also note that the telephone number field has been changed from 17 characters to 20 characters to accommodate international phone numbers with the special formatting. Let's pop over to a customer that I have set up for an international address and telephone number. And you could see now that things are easily accommodated with this new version. Let's pop back to our original customer and look at a few more things. We have an icon here that I don't know if any of you have been using, but this is a mapping program. And now you can have a choice. If you go to User Settings, you now have the choice under Preferences of MapQuest, Google Maps, and Bing Maps. Because it's in user maintenance, each user can choose the service that they prefer. There's something that I think is really terrific in tabs 6, 7, and 8. If I click on any record, doesn't matter which record, and please note that if I scroll down, I have quite a few more invoices than what I could see on my screen. I now have this new icon that allows me to export that screen data to Excel. Comes out beautifully. Coming back to my customer maintenance, you'll be able to see under transactions, I have a similar icon. I have to click on one of the records for this to be enabled, and I have this also for sales orders. This handy icon I have been finding in many places inside of Sage. Vendor maintenance, item maintenance, general ledger account maintenance. I've been waiting so long to be able to export those transaction details rather than having to use the Explorer views to get a clean export to Excel. I'm going to pop up over here to Invoice Inquiry. This is where I have the full history of my invoices, and I'm going to drill into one of the invoices, and you're going to see that the addresses, the bill to address is no longer on the main screen. I now have an address button, and it is showing me my bill to and ship to information. This is to accommodate the larger field lengths. Something else that is important, when I come into my More button, now this is where I'm going to maintain my paperless delivery options. If I come over to, say, a sales order invoice, and I'm going to select this to be emailed, I have a really nice new feature that allows me to indicate if the recipient is the to recipient or if it should be a CC or a BCC. Handy when we have multiple recipients. The last thing that I'm going to show you in customer maintenance is how to now encrypt customer data. I'm coming over to the customer number 02 Orange, and if we go to the additional tab, the only way that we can encrypt the customer data is by setting the customer status to inactive. If you have open sales orders or if you have repeating orders or anything like that, it's going to give you a little message saying that you can't change it from an active to inactive until you remove the invoices or you take off the indicator that says it's internet enabled. And I'm going to say, yes, I do want to continue even though I have an open invoice. And you'll see I now have two new fields. One's an icon, one's a field. And if I click on this icon, it is going to ask me if I want to encrypt the customer's personally identifiable information. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to save my changes. And what's going to happen is the customer, it's set to inactive, but it's also going to give me a message saying that it has been encrypted. You'll see that you can no longer see the displayed name, and when I come over to main, you'll see that under addresses, I can no longer see the addresses. If I look at invoices, I have an open invoice, and if I drill into that invoice, again, coming over to the addresses, the information is blank. The customer name is blank as well. Now you'll recall that there was an open invoice, and if I go to cash receipts, I will be able to actually put a cash receipt against the invoice. If I go to the search field and put in the open invoice number, I can put that in. It will bring up the customer number, but it will not bring up the customer name. So I am able to pay the invoice. I just won't be able to see the customer name. I think you'll find many of these features handy. Hope you will try them out as soon as you upgrade because they're so handy. Let us know if you're interested in an upgrade. We'll be happy to help you out with that, and of course talk to you about all the other new features that are in Sage 100. Hope this helps you get more out of Sage. Thanks for watching our video.